We create many new things with our imagination, so having a very vivid imagination is a very good thing for science. Trial and error also works well if we don't know enough to impose a methodical structure on a problem. Trial and error, or even just going for a walk and the answer just comes to us. So I feel as though it can be great to have a vivid imagination, and we all should be walking plenty. So trying to hopefully at least find some time for a walk each day. The morning's good, the evenings are good too. So walk now, walk often. So write now, write often, and walk now, walk often. These are two reasonably useful mantras, because by going for a walk and reflecting and thinking, we're able to have our unconscious or subconscious mind tell us what we need to do. And by right now, right often, we're able to get runs on the board. So a problem comes up and we go for a walk, and then we write down what we try to crystallize our thoughts. We try to put our thoughts into words, into text, as a good way to make it meaningful, as opposed to just having it in your head. So thinking is good, and I feel that much can be done if we create the approach within our mind of, hey, let's be a thinker. So with me right now, I think very slow. So right now I'm a person who has a good imagination. Say it again. So right now I'm someone who has a good imagination, but I think slow. I like to try to understand things, and when I take my time, there might be, say, a passage in the Bible, which I suppose, I'm just say one paragraph, one chapter, whatever, one paragraph, and you spend time going through it and trying to find out what it means by working out what each of the words mean as used there, and then I suppose what the thing means as the whole. So I suppose oftentimes important prophetic or esoteric or cryptic messages, they make sense as they are in the whole. So oftentimes you need to know the whole of the book of the Bible to understand what each of the parts mean, because often there is a lot of interlinking between its parts. So you understand the meaning of each part by knowing the whole first. You don't know the whole by reading these books many times, and you may want to discuss it or read it with others, or even read other books on it. So I feel as though with the Bible, I haven't even read it through once, so I am a newbie to the Bible. I like to I'm a newbie, so I am someone who likes to understand things by breaking them down into their components. Analysis, breaking down into components, because in isolation we're able to find out what the parts mean in isolation. Then I suppose the next step, is that of synthesis, which is putting the parts together and understanding how the things which are known interact, so that understanding the relationships and what the thing means as a whole. That is analysis synthesis. I'm the sort of guy who right now thinks in a reasonably slow way, so I might have a discussion and it might come to me on a walk after the discussion, because my unconscious, subconscious mind then tells me what I really should be knowing, or what I should have known earlier. So having the peace and quiet, the opportunity to reflect, helps me find out how things really are or really should be. We all need to walk more. We need to be more creative. We need to feed our imagination. And our mind is fed by chef. And chef cooks the food. So chef is, what's chef again? Chef is seeing, hearing, feeling. Chef. See, hear, feel, chef. And the food of the chef is the senses. So the senses produce the food. So sensation can be like, is it like cooking or is it like eating? And I suppose I feed on the information from my senses. Groovy. We need to be more creative, to open our mind. To open our minds to new possibilities, new ways of thinking. Analysis is very important. We need to analyse things more, to work out what they mean, to become lifelong learners. And a great way to encourage this is to meet with other like-minded people. There is the story of the ugly duckling. It was a fable from me. My teacher, I think something like grade 2 or one of those years, early primary school, remember this book and the class this book, and I feel that maybe she was referring to me, that I was a bit of an ugly duckling, someone who was curious but who hadn't found his group yet. I still haven't, but I like to help people out as a volunteer for fun. That is, as I work to become accepted. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. Task focused. I love thinking. But I still am the ugly duckling, someone who hasn't found his home, someone who hasn't found his group. We're judged a lot by the company we keep. And with me, I keep to myself. I enjoy various functions most nights, but on the whole, I keep to myself and only really share my true feelings or things with matters with a very small group of people via email and partly via various discussion groups, but mostly via email. A very small group, 2 people. So I keep to myself. I'm yet to find my group, to find my home. But I do love thinking. It stimulates me, it nourishes me, so there are thoughts things which are food for thought. And thoughts do nourish me and my mind. And my senses also nourish me. Those are both the external senses and also the senses which come from sensing things via our intuition. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, I'm task focused. I still am that ugly duckling. As you can see, my cheeks are chubby, but I feel that the flock is near. The flock is calling me. I yearn for acceptance. And I look to enjoy the future. The future's bright. I'm part Dutch, and the Dutch often talk about the great feast and ceremony of Royal Dutch Orange Day, after, I think, the Queen of Orange. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, I'm task focused. I love thinking, and thinking is what nourishes me. We all need to have curious minds, and the more we think and do, the better things become. Some say that the harder we work, the luckier we become. With me, I've experienced much hardship and suffering, and this has made me as to who I am. So, in a way, the challenges are the hard times, the dark times, are what we reference joy against. And the more we've suffered oftentimes means that the more there is to enjoy, and the more joy there is from good things, because everything is referenced to the darkest times, the deepest, the darkest times. So I've suffered much, and this has made me strong. They say what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I'm still here, and I look to enjoy now receiving some of the fruits. Some say that, the Bible says that if we have the faith of a mustard seed, we could something like uproot a huge big mangrove or fig tree, or massive big Moreton Bay fig, one of those huge big trees, and plant it in the sea. In a way, most of us don't have much faith. We need the faith of a mustard seed, and yet most of us don't have that. We're bound by society. Our mind is in bondage. We need to break free, to think how we were made, as opposed to the condition, to break free of the conditioning from society. In a way, being challenged. Extreme challenges are a way to break us free from the cotton wool, to unclog our mind, make us free, free us to our consciousness, to free our consciousness, so we can become outstanding. Or, as I would more say, so that we can just begin to appreciate life more, because we are able to see things how they really are. To be discerning. This is an important quality to work to develop. It's important to work to be discerning. Let's get runs on the board now. Let's hit the ground running. What can we do now to make things better? We need more food for thought. We're unable to see beyond a choice. We don't understand. I like the idea that research is what we do when we don't know what we're doing. Life is good, and what we make of it. Let's work now to make life better for ourselves and for our friends.